Members, if we could please take our conversations outside the rail. We're going to begin our resolutions for the day. If you could please take your seats or take your conversations outside the rail. The chair recognizes Mr. Cain for a motion. Do you have the number?
Mr. Speaker, move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 1393.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. So ordered. The clerk will please read the resolution.
HR 1393 by Cain, recognizing April 2019 as Autism Awareness Month.
Chair recognizes Mr. Cain on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, April is National Autism Awareness Month, a time the nation draws its attention to the special gifts of millions of Americans with autism spectrum disorder. Throughout the month of April, we join countless families and to recognize those who are on the spectrum and spread the word about the importance of research, awareness, and advocacy. According to the CDC, autism spectrum disorder is a reality for an estimated 1 in 59 individuals in America. While each person experiences it differently, life on the autism spectrum is usually characterized by a struggle to communicate with others, interpret social cues, and adapt to behavioral norms. For some, life with this condition is immeasurably difficult, if not seemingly impossible. Yet for others, being on the spectrum is not necessarily a barrier to leading a productive and successful life. In fact, being on the autism spectrum can be a valuable part of our identity. I say our identity because I too am one of the millions of Americans on the autism spectrum. For the first time, I'm publicly speaking up about my own experience with Asperger's syndrome, a condition on the autism spectrum. Members, right now I suspect many of you are thinking to yourself, so that explains it. And yes, your assumptions are correct. That's why I'm highly intelligent. And for the last line, you can blame the speechwriter. The media doesn't often get it right, Fox News included. But when they portray every person with Asperger's as some sort of eccentric genius, well, then they probably got it right. I, along with countless others who experience these challenges brought on by Asperger's and autism, communicate and express myself in a way that is different from others. If I don't maintain eye contact with you, it's not an intentional nonverbal cue of disrespect. Body language, reading it, and appropriate use of it does not come naturally for those on the spectrum. Sometimes the things I say or do may come off completely different than what I intended, but I'm sure you've never noticed that. The bottom line is, if I have to go to the back mic with a point of order that might potentially derail your bill, it's probably just a big misunderstanding. So just go with it. In all seriousness, with April being Autism Awareness Month, and with the Texas House having an open and honest conversation about the realities of learning disorders such as dyslexia, I was inspired to come forward and share my story in hopes of changing the conversation surrounding autism. For the Texas children struggling to come to terms with their autism, I want you to know that I've been in your shoes. My experience is not universal, and many Texans have it much, much harder than I do. But I also believe I have the opportunity and the platform to empower younger generations who have to work every single day to overcome those same obstacles that I do. The unfortunate reality is that autism never takes a day off. It has no cure. As far as we know, we can't make it go away. Instead, our focus should be on maximizing the potential and improving the quality of life for every person on the spectrum. That starts with raising awareness, of having an honest conversation about our own experiences. April is yet another opportunity for us to do that. I hope you all join me in recognizing the month of April as Autism Awareness Month in Texas. Thank you. Move passage.
The resolution is adopted.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Schaefer, for what purpose?
I'd like to move to have Representative Briscoe Cain's remarks reduced to writing and placed in the journal.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered.